Welcome to the Insomnia Project. Kick back, relax, and listen as we have a conversation about the mundane. One thing that we're going to try to do is to have our conversation be less than fascinating so that you can just drift off. This is a special episode, so I want to thank you for joining us, and we hope you will listen and sleep. I'm your host, Marco Timpano.
And I am your co-host, Nidhi Khanna.
And it's episode 100.
100. Marco, I'm having a glass of wine in honor of it.
I'm having water.
Yes, I know. But that's episode 100 for you.
There you go. I just, you offered me wine and I didn't...
Would you like some?
Yeah, I think I will have a little, just a little bit.
Okay.
I was telling Nidhi prior to recording that I was having such a long day that I was thinking that if I have wine, I'll just conk out halfway through the show. But if that's what happens in episode 100, well, I guess that's what happens. We've decided to do something special for episode 100. We've decided not to do any sort of discussion of what we're going to talk about or figure out the topics prior. And Nidhi, and that's the sound of the wine being poured. That's the perfect amount. Thank you, Nidhi. And we're just going to surprise each other with random topics. So this is the 100th episode, and it's going to be the 100th random episode. So cheers to you. There you go.
Marco, while we're having our delicious glasses of wine...
Oh, this is nice.
It is nice, eh? What has been your most baller moment in life?
My most baller moment. Well, I think it was when define baller moment. Because I think I have an idea of what it would be.
You define it.
I define it as like, a moment where you sort of get something accomplished and done in a real, cooler than now kind of way, and you get something really awesome happens because you sort of, I don't know, represent in a way that gets you what you're looking for. Does that make sense?
Sure. I kind of see it as kind of like something that would only happen in Hollywood type of thing.
And mine happens in Hollywood.
Oh, let's hear it.
So years ago, this is years and years ago, I don't know if you remember, the Viper Room was the club that Johnny Depp owned
River Phoenix passed away there.
Died in, right? So prior to River Phoenix passing away, so that's how long ago it was, I was in LA with some friends, and we wanted to go to Johnny Depp's Viper Room, right? And so they were like, will we get on a guest list? What's going to happen? How are we going to do this, right? So I said, well, let's even find out if it's an area we want to go. So I call up the Viper Room, and I'm like, yeah, I'm calling to find out how we get on a guest list or what we have to do to get in. And they're like, well, what do you mean? And we're like, well, we came in from Canada and we want to come to this club, but if you guys are going to cause a stink or make it difficult, we're going to find another place to go, right?
Sure.
And I guess I had a lot of attitude because I could see but I wasn't trying to have attitude. I was just trying to get us on a list or figure out how we could go to this club, right? And so I was just kind of like, yeah, let us know or whatever. And they're like, well, what's your name? And I said my name, and he's like, how many people? And I'm like, well, there's going to be 3 of us, maybe 4. But if you can't accommodate, he's like, no, we'll put you down for 4. And so we go. And I still didn't give it much credence because I was kind of like...
Yeah, there's going to be some sort of lineup. And they're still going to make you wait.
And I was picturing a large, vast club, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't picturing... It's actually kind of like... Loungy club. Like, it's not huge by any stretch, right?
Okay.
Not like some of the clubs I had been going to at the time.
Sure.
And so we get there, and there's a line of people... And I'm like, ugh. I asked them if there was going to be a line and all this stuff. And it was funny because my friends had said, it was the way you asked where we can park. You were like, is there places to park, or do we have to park far away and take a car in or a cab in, right? That they were like, you said it in such a way that was so dismissive and arrogant. I think you made it seem like we were coming with a really fancy car, right? But it was a rental, right? So we show up and we're like, ugh. Huge line of people, and I'm like, oh, let's go see. So, and I was like really still thinking, we're not going to get in. This is just a waste of time. We get there, and they're like, oh, Marco, yes, please, right this way. And they really gave us the gold star treatment, and I couldn't understand what it was that I said that convinced them. But the people I was with were just floored. And sure enough, who walks in the club? Johnny Depp.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it was a really
That's
baller.
That is a
thing.
baller
Yeah.
move. That's great.
So, I'm not going to ask you that question,
No,
but that was a great question.
we have to do different questions.
How did you meet your best friend?
So I have two best friends.
Okay.
And I met them. So I met Hasna when I was.
Shout out to Hasna.
Shout out to Hasna. When I was at McGill, we took Italian together.
Okay.
And we were in this commedia dell'arte
Cool.
class, and the TA. Oh, actually, and the teacher was Jen Weinstein.
Oh, I know Jen Weinstein because I was in a show with her son, Billy Coury, who's now in LA.
Look at that.
Shout out to Jen. She's one of my favorite people.
She's awesome. She was super awesome. And she taught this commedia dell'arte class around the same time that I started to act. And the TA was a nightmare. He was just he was just a jerk. But, so I was playing the character of Pantalone.
Oh, I played Pantalone in a commedia dell'arte show. That's so funny.
And she played what's the character of the wife or the girlfriend of Pantalone? I forgot whatever. Isabella or something? No.
Yeah, there's a bunch of names like that. And,
yeah. So she played that, some hysterical, screaming, shrilly character, as is that particular archetype of character.
It's so funny because
you know what I mean.
And
right?
as soon as we're done the episode, we're gonna
totally look it up. And so we met doing that, and I remember we lived nearby, and I had a car, and so I gave her a lift home, and we just totally just became friends. And that cohort was actually really close to one another. We all used to party and everything, and
right.
And so how you just become friends sometimes with somebody, and then it continues. And and then we moved to the UK actually around the same time, where I met my other best friend, Chrissy.
Wow.
Shout out to Chrissy. Who I met while I was doing my master's program at RADA.
Okay.
She was on my course, and the first semester, actually, we hardly spoke, I think. And then, actually, this is funny. We hardly spoke the first semester, and then I came back from Christmas vacation, and I don't know how we started hanging out in the second semester, but we did, and then became super fast friends. And I think we actually grew closer when the course ended and I came back to Canada for whatever reason. She came to visit me, I went out there, and we've been friends ever since. So
great. Not Colombina. Was it Colombina?
Oh, maybe.
Okay.
No, Colombina was
she's like the maid, isn't she?
Yeah, she's kind of like the flirty character, right? Like the one who steals all the husbands.
Yeah, I think so.
That's her archetype. But then there's another one, like the I think her name is
not Brigala or something. No, it'll come to us. That's awesome. That's a great. Those are two awesome stories.
Yeah, super fun. So, Marco,
I'm just gonna drink this wine.
I have two really good ones.
Okay, we'll probably have time for both.
Okay. If you had to be stranded on a desert island, which 5 people would you take with you?
Oh my goodness! Well, that's.
I mean, Amanda. Okay, Amanda's already a given.
Okay, she's there, or is she part of the 5?
No, she's there already.
Okay, she's there. So I've got my wife, you, so we could podcast together on the desert island. That sounds like a great podcast. Great. Who else would I want? I'd want somebody who was. I'd probably want my niece and nephew because they're so much fun. So that brings me to 3, and then I would want. Oh my goodness! You want to say your best friends and stuff, but I feel like I would want a doctor. On the desert island.
Practical
so a doctor.
choice.
So that brings me to 4. So now I've got my 5th desert island choice.
Practical choice.
This is a hard one. I would want. Oh, it's hard because I have so many friends who are
amazing friends.
Amazing friends and coupled off, and you can't take one without the other, and whatnot. So I'd want somebody who. You know what? I would want someone very handy. So somebody who could build things and just knows how to do that. So it would have to be the handiest person I know, and like an engineer or somebody like that.
I feel like this is like a question that they give to like consultants when they start to see how you think. This is good.
Who are we gonna pick? I'm just gonna say a friend of mine who's a engineer and very, very skilled at handy things, but I'm not gonna name them so other friends don't get upset.
Okay.
And there you go.
Fair
Those
enough.
are my five. That's
Fair
a great
enough.
question. That's a very thought-provoking question.
There you go. I try.
Yeah. My question to you is, what was the name of your first address? What was your street address? Like, what was the name of the street?
It was Roger Pilon.
And who was Roger Bilon?
I don't know, some Quebec guy.
Some
guy who was famous in Quebec. Maybe.
What was the number? Do you remember?
I want to say 44.
44. Roger,
I want to say 44.
Roger Pilon.
Yeah,
There
and
you
it
go.
was one of those houses that were kind of very 60s, 70 houses. Where
Okay.
it was kind of a little bit of a low rise.
Sure.
It's got that like, gosh, actually, I don't even remember it that well. It had like multiple levels, but not that many stairs.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
like
Was there ever like a strange room? You know how sometimes people have like a weird nook or like a bay window or something odd.
not a strange
Okay.
room. There was it was like 2 or 3 bedrooms and a living and dining room and a kitchen, and there was also like a room, not the basement, but between the basement and the main level, that was kind of like a rec room den area.
Yeah.
And I remember one of the few images that I have of my grandmother, who passed away when I was very young, was just after my younger brother was born. And she was in this black rocking chair that we had that had hand-painted flowers on it.
Oh, cool.
And she had my younger brother, it must have been days after he had just been born, and I must have been about 4 years old, but she had him, she was cradling him and she was rocking him in the rocking chair and singing to him, and I just vividly remember that.
Oh, isn't that great?
Yeah.
Yeah. What a great memory.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. All right. Who is your favorite Archie Andrews character?
Oh, that's like Jughead, Veronica, and all those people. Mm-hmm. You can see how much I really know about this particular.
Okay, we can skip that one. I can ask something else.
I'm gonna say, what's the more flirty of the two? Not the one that's like so wholesome.
Veronica.
Okay, there you go, Veronica. Then
you
I
go.
guess that's how much I know about that
Okay.
particular.
I remembered my question that I had forgotten
Sure.
before, but I don't have to ask it yet.
Okay,
Or should I ask it? Because that was a short question.
ask away.
Marvel versus DC.
Oh, that's a question I need to ask Matt Campagna because he knows all those things. Okay, so I would say Marvel because I think I like more Marvel characters than the DC world, and I think DC world is like Batman, and Batman never really did it for me, to be quite honest with you. I've tried to like it, and there's aspects that I do like, but I like the characters that are like a little bit more. Like, Batman to me is, like, so flawed and so dark. And then it's like, oh, please. I like characters that, like the X-Men that have, like, I don't know. Mm-hmm. There's something more... I don't know if gritty is the right word, because everybody says how Batman's gritty. I think because everybody calls him the Dark Knight, and he's so gritty, that he's really not gritty enough for me. Oh. That's how I feel. And there's a tragicness to the characters in the X-Men, even the villains that that I kind of feel for.
Fair enough.
So that's what I'm going to say there.
When it comes to managing money, forget the hype and look at the results. Bill has $1 trillion of secure payments powering our bill pay tools. Instead of just moving money, Bill is powering the financial operations of nearly 500,000 customers. So stop the guesswork and start scaling with the proven choice. Ready to talk with an expert? Visit Bill.com/proven to get started. And grab a $250 gift card as a thank you. Terms and conditions apply. See offer page for details.
What simple thing did you learn at an embarrassingly late age? It's a tough one, you know what I mean?
What simple thing did I learn at an embarrassingly late age.
You know how some people learn to drive later in life.
No, I think it probably had something to do with... Oh, gosh. That's a really great question.
Yeah, see?
I gotta think about that one. I'm sure it had to do with something with like... Oh, gosh. I'm gonna have to think about that one.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, while you're thinking about that one, how about what's one of the best things that happened to you today? Today. What's one of the best things that happened to you today?
Oh, good question. Let's see. One of the best things that happened to me today. You know what? I had a coffee today with someone who now works in my building, and it's very funny because we went to McGill at the same time.
Okay.
And we went to the Schulich School of Business at the same time.
Wow.
And we were in Toronto in the same time. We were in Montreal in the same time. And we had these like parallel lives. And probably we have a ton of friends. But we only just intersected. I met her for like our first, like as a meet and greet.
Isn't that
today.
interesting? Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that fun?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like meeting someone who shares your birthday and you don't realize it. Mm-hmm. That happened to me recently.
Me too.
I met this girl I work with, this woman I work with, her mom. And then I just said to her afterwards, I was like, is your mom a Sagittarius? She goes, I think so. I go, she would have been born in December. And she was like, yes. And I said, what day in December? And then she told me, and it was like my birthday, but a year prior.
No way. My friend Callum, who I've known for a few months now, we were just at a dinner at Paula Flallo's birthday dinner,
awesome.
last year. And we realized, everyone was joking. Some person was like, look, in every room, you're going to find somebody who shares a birthday with someone else in the room. And we were like, no, because it was a small room and we were joking around. And so he was going, what's your birthday? What's your birthday? What's your birthday? And at one point I was like, oh, June 17th. And he's like, that's my birthday. And I was like, no, it wasn't. I thought it was a joke.
Sure.
But no. So there you go.
Oh, isn't that funny?
So Callum and I share a birthday.
There you go.
Big shindig this year. Okay, Marco. Mm-hmm. This is a big one. Italian cinematic tradition.
Oh.
A retrospective. Go.
Oh, is that a question?
It's a statement that you can stream of consciousness.
Well, I think if you're going to talk about Italian films that one should see, and once again, this is a great topic for Lucy DeRosa, who we had on the episode, and we're going to be interviewing or doing another podcast with
on Monday.
On Monday,
yeah.
Oh my goodness, on Monday, and so we'll have to pose the same question to her, but. Here's the films that I think one should see. First of all, I think it would be important to see the Academy Award-winning film Cinema Paradiso. I think it would be important to see the other Academy Award-winning film Mediterraneo. So those two films. I think Life is Beautiful, once again another Academy Award-winning film, is a must-see as well. And then I would say my personal favorites are Rome, Open City, Roma Città Aperta, and Marriage Italian Style with Sophia Loren. So those are the ones that I would say are must-sees.
There
you go.
Okay.
All right, Nidhi.
Tell me.
Okay. My question to you involves your dog.
Okay.
What's the strangest thing that scares your pet, Xena?
Oh, skateboards.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. Anything that makes that sound.
That skateboard sound?
Yeah, she'll freak out.
Okay.
And go running in the opposite direction. And then sometimes she just has these moments where she's staring and I don't know what she's staring at, and then she'll have like a freak out moment.
Oh,
so I'm like, I don't know if she sees a ghost or something.
Right.
But yeah, skateboards tend to be her thing.
Oh, I have another good one. So anyways, go on.
That was it.
Do you have another
Question. Sorry. Okay, this one's an easy one. Mm-hmm. Candy or chocolate?
Chocolate. Always chocolate.
Okay.
Always chocolate.
Any particular type of chocolate?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
I could eat chocolate until my body says don't eat chocolate, and then I can eat some more.
Got it.
What shows up when you Google yourself?
Oh, That's a good question.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's find out. Let us find out. I get really bothered when I see people with my name.
Oh, really?
Because I don't, in a North American sense, there's not that many people with my name.
Sure.
So it freaks me out when I see another person with my name.
Oh, isn't that funny?
Isn't that odd? Oh, look at that. I show up.
Well, there you go.
Look at that.
So first comes up your LinkedIn, and
Yeah.
then scroll, and photos of you.
And photos of me, and then some other person, but the
Okay.
first two are me.
Good.
And then
Scroll. What comes after
Nidhi
LinkedIn?
Khanna is also a store co-manager at Walmart.
Oh, isn't that great?
And then Facebook. Oh, what happened? And then a Facebook profile, and then my Twitter,
Oh, great.
and then someone else's Twitter, and then another person's Twitter who has the @Nidhi Khanna.
Oh,
And who's a lawyer and a daydreamer. And how many tweets does she have, Marco? 'Cause
that's-
she might be just holding that Twitter handle.
how many
Which bothered
tweets
me.
does she have?
I'm looking right
We're
now.
looking now.
@Nidhi Khanna has, okay, she's in India. She's got 603 followers.
Well, that's not that many.
Yeah, that's not bad. Well, yeah, but it's better than me probably. Okay, she kind of tweets a lot actually.
Okay, well, there you go. So then she deserves it.
Yeah, she deserves it. Darn.
Oh, isn't that funny?
All right.
A lot of my questions come from Mental Floss.
Mental floss?
Yeah.
Oh,
There's a
nice.
website that someone that I kind of discovered.
What is something... Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to frame this.
Oh, okay.
But, what is your most embarrassing moment?
Oh, that's. I mean, I generally don't get embarrassed.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think my embarrassing moments has to do with like, oh, you know what? Just recently, okay, I can tell you what recently embarrassed me. I said something. Oh, what did I say? I said something. I put my foot in my mouth. Oh. It was one of those moments where I said something and it was like, oh, but I like that, or like I do that. And I was like, oh, it'll come to me. You
Okay,
still have
no
to answer
problem.
that question that I asked you.
Oh yeah, the simple thing that
You learned
I learned
embarrassingly late.
embarrassingly late. I think, you know what? Honestly, it was probably something like very girl-like, like what my period is or
Oh,
something
I see.
like that.
Okay, fair enough.
Or maybe because I tied shoelaces correctly at a
Sure.
correct age. I learned to speak at a correct age
Mm-hmm.
and read. I don't know.
Oh, you know
Something
what?
will come to me.
Yeah, I remember what I said that was embarrassing. I had mentioned a place that I thought was kind of like so to go to,
Mm-hmm.
and a person I was talking to, they're gonna have like,
Their wedding there or something.
well, yeah.
Oh.
So I was kind of like, I didn't mean it in that way, right? But
All right, your turn.
okay, I just had a really great one. What would be the advice you'd have for people going to college?
Oh, huh. Do a bit of everything.
Okay.
Do a bit of everything, and don't be afraid to like. What you do in college doesn't need to be what you end up doing for the rest of your life.
Okay.
But enjoy it, and if it's not the right thing for you, that's okay too. Like I mean, people are young when they go to college, eh? We're supposed
Yeah.
to know, like at 18, what we want to do. Man, I didn't know anything at 18.
Well, there you go. I think that's good advice.
I hope so. I feel like that might also be the wrong advice, but
Yeah.
we'll see. If you could be reincarnated into anyone, like historical figure, or animal, or what would you want your next life to
Oh,
be?
that's a great idea. That's a great question.
Or it can be something even simpler, like it could just be someone you know, or
You know, I would love to be reincarnated into a brave speaker.
what do you mean a brave speaker?
Someone like, I hope I get her name right, like Malala.
Oh, yeah.
or someone who kind of speaks a truth that is heard worldwide.
Like that.
Yeah, that is
Very
really kind of
profound.
like when they speak, people listen and they ruffle feathers. I think someone like that. I think. What's the most interesting event you've seen live?
I saw the when the Oprah show came to Toronto, the Oprah Speaker Series. I got to see Oprah, Tony Robbins, Deepak Chopra.
Oh my goodness!
Eliana Van Zant and Pastor. I forgot his name.
Whatever, some pastor.
So just to experience, like, 5,000 people this into Oprah, and like the hype man beforehand and everything.
Sure.
And we were pretty close to like the stage. I think
my
we were
goodness.
like, there was the VIP section, and I think we were 1 or 2 rows behind the VIP section. So
amazing.
it was pretty awesome. And then they taped it and actually saw it again. Like,
Oh, that's so great.
like they
aired it,
aired
right?
it
Yeah.
on the Oprah Network or whatever. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, that's great. Nidhi.
Yeah, that's
that
pretty
is.
cool.
This will be your last question, I fear.
I don't like my next question.
Well, then
though.
skip it.
I know, but it's the only other question I have.
Well, then.
Oh, okay. What is one place that you have not yet been to that you want to go to before?
Oh, that's so hard because there's so many places I would. So I'm going to just list off a few: Ireland, Israel, Iceland, anything that starts with an I. I
Right,
guess
clearly.
it seems like because I've been to India, which is a place that I always wanted to go to as well. So I'd like to go back to India, different parts of India, and I've spoken to you about that. My last question to you is. What replaced your Blockbuster store?
Oh my God.
What's in place of the Blockbuster store you used to go to?
I don't even know because I've moved away from that area. It must be like a grocery store or something now.
Okay.
Or some weird, Blockbuster.
Mine is a real estate
Amazing. Amazing.
place or someplace. Like, the one that used to be where the Fayema Cafe is.
Yeah.
It's some
That's
sort of
hilarious. Well, Marco, this is episode 100.
That went by fast.
I know.
My goodness.
Just keep doing this.
The random show. We'll have to do more of those because
I
that was
know.
actually quite awesome. I want to
was.
thank all our listeners who've been listening since episode 1 and all the listeners who just found us.
Yes, and if you have any favorite moments from the last 100 episodes, please do get in contact with us. Tweet us at Listen and Sleep. Find us on Facebook. We love hearing from you guys, or if you want to rate us or review us on iTunes, please do so.
There's a couple of things before we go that I found very interesting with regards to our podcast.
What's that?
And that is that some people listen to it in the morning to get ready. And we have a lot of people who listen to it when they travel, when they fly. So I want to also send a shout out to people who listen in unconventional ways to our podcast.
Thank you, everyone, once again, whether you're in the air or in your bed. As always, we are recording from Toronto, Ontario, and are produced by Drumcast Productions. Thank you for the last 100 episodes, and here's to
Happy 100
100 more.